I wanted to do a topic about something that I've recently experienced, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I go by as Websy Wangi, so welcome to the channel. But today I was going to do something like serious topic, and then I was thinking of doing a collective type reading for the collective. But I want to express to you something that I've recently, come to realize in my own life, and things that I'm still trying to heal from. For about a year and a half, I've had a dream about someone, an adult, that my family and I, we felt like we could trust him. We felt like we could depend on him. I'm not going to say exactly what he was, but, years ago there was an incident that happened that we found out, and it caused a lot of pain. It caused a lot of heartache, and then, we had to go through things as a family. And, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about, for a year and a half, I had an experience where I would dream about this man and his family. And I couldn't pinpoint why he kept coming up until the beginning of this year. Something happened in our family, and just crazy stuff. Too much to get into, so I'll just leave it there. And I thought the reasons why I was dreaming of this man, who was a spiritual leader and everything, I thought it was because something that happened to a family member of mine. But I came to conclusion, with talking with a friend, that it wasn't because of what happened to a family member. It was because of what happened to me, betrayal that happened to me in my childhood. I'm not going to get into the details of it, because it is kind of still, fresh in my mind, still trying to process it, still trying to understand it, and trying to grieve and heal from it. But when that came to my conclusion, and a friend helped me through this, to see this, it really changed my perspective. That for a year and a half, I would have a dream about this man who betrayed our family, and the pain of it. And it's weird, because right when it clicked in my head of what happened, that it brought up wounds in my childhood that is different from this man, and it really caused a waterfall. And it was raining outside a few days ago when I just literally cried it out. And it's like, before that, I was aware of what happened to me as a child, and I didn't realize how much of an impact it has happened to me. And then prior to that, when I'm not sure exact on the date, something happened to me as a child, and it wasn't like traumatic like everybody here, like they were molested or anything. I was just touched inappropriately, but that's separate from the man I was dreaming about. I know it's a lot to take in, so if this video triggers you anyway, I do apologize. I just, they say, I learned this from a friend of mine that I watch on his channel, is, in order to heal from it, you need to reveal it. I'm not saying just broadcast it to the whole world. I just want to, maybe someone that's gone through trauma, childhood trauma, they can, vouch for it. They can be encouraged by it. So that was the whole purpose of this video. As painful as the traumas, and that's the thing, as younger age that you go through and something traumatic happens, there's something, I think I recently heard, I've heard it before, where when you go through these traumatic events as a child, whether whatever age you are, there's an instance where you forget what happened. And then when it's brought up in your presence, it triggers things. So do bear with me. This is a lot to talk about, but I just feel like I needed to get it out. I need to, share my story. But I'm going to leave out names and stuff, but there was someone dear and close to me when I was a child. I did something wrong, and I was punished for it, but not in the way most people think. I love this person dearly, and I've come to the conclusion of forgiving the person, because I don't know what they were brought up as a child. I don't know traumas that they went through. I don't know what they've gone through. None of us, that's the thing, none of us know what people have gone through. And a lot of people will sit here and judge people. A lot of people will belittle people, but they don't really know the person. They don't know the experiences in life, and they don't know the traumas they've been through in life, which is fine. We're all one. We're all created in the image of God. But when it comes to my past experience, when it comes to my childhood experience, and a lot of people, and I may say things that people are uncomfortable with, so it's like, if this is not your video, you may want to get out, but I'm just expressing. That's why I feel like it's very important how you speak to children. It's very important that you let them have a voice. Because a lot of people, and I can get in the whole society, I'm not condemning certain organizations, I'm not condemning certain individuals. I'm just saying from my experience and the trauma that I went through, a lot of these organizations don't give free will. And that's a lot of my problem with, spiritual organizations like churches, groups, I can go on and on. Even, parents. And when this whole thing came out, even it was leading up to it, I was experiencing a lot of trauma from my upbringing and stuff, and the things that I was exposed to. And I'm not bashing anything of this. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from my experience that we all make mistakes. I understand that. Even parents, they make mistakes. But I feel like a lot of us don't know it because we're not taught it. So we only do what we were taught. And I think a lot of these organizations pass down traumas, pass down things that they don't really understand, which is fine. We have to come into that enlightenment ourselves of what is right for us and what is not okay, and what are we willing to draw the line. But I think a lot of things has to veer to parenthood, what's okay and what's not okay. But to me, I feel like, there's a way to teach your children things. There's a way to teach your children in the right manner without making them feel less. And a lot of people, will punish their children or do something in the home that they think they're doing is right, but the child doesn't have a voice. And a lot of my traumas, without getting too in deep, not having a voice, feeling like I could trust these adults to take care of me and to show me the way, but something happened where I lost trust in people, especially men. There were some men in my family who did certain things, and As a child, I was innocent, I was playful, I was curious, and that's a problem that a lot of parents don't understand. Is just because your child's curious about a certain thing doesn't mean that you should not accept it. I mean, if it's causing pain to them, if it's causing pain to another person, that's another thing. That needs to be addressed. But my problem is, and I've learned this too with working with chakras and stuff, and I'm still learning about it. And I watched a video about the different chakras and how even as a child, your children are developing certain chakras, which is, you know, survival, which is how they express themselves, how they speak. But I think a lot of what parents don't understand, I'm just saying from what I experience and what I see, is they don't understand that your child is developing their voice. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people make a stink about kids jumping on the bed or kids doing heinous things like, you know, getting everything out of the cupboards or jumping on chairs, not sitting still. But a lot of these things are going to lead problems down the line. And I'm not saying if a kid's jumping on the bed, let them jump on the bed. I'm just saying when we shut down at a young age these kids' ideas and curiosities, whether it's playing with matches or whether it's playing with certain items, you know, playing with pencils, which can be dangerous, you know, they have a sharp point to them. Well, these don't, but I felt like that was one of my traumas, is I couldn't experience certain things because of my curiosity, and therefore I got punished for it. Which there was a lot of things that had to do with that. I mean, I want to say, but then I don't. So it's like, anyways, I got injured as a child. And then I was brought to a person's house. And they helped me with my injury and stuff. But at the same time, I don't look at who hurt me as I'm the victim. We're not the victim. We are just simply, and I heard someone say this recently, we are simply a participant. You know, we didn't ask for this when we came to Earth to experience trauma, pain, abuse, or anything like that, or neglect. But we are simply just a participant of whatever happened, whether it's good or bad. And I can honestly say that. We didn't choose for it to happen, but we are part of the plan, you know, part of the universal plan for it to happen to us. Not that we wanted it to, but it was something that had to happen for our growth. But yeah, we're not a victim, and I'm not a victim of whatever happened to me as a child. And I forgave the people who've hurt me, and I'm learning to heal still. So, and I'm very sensitive right now. So, something recently happened on Facebook, and I'll close with this, that brought up other painful experience. So it's like, you know, we're never at that peak. And I recently heard someone say, you know, you got to heal all your child trauma to be able to become a healer. Well, you can be a teacher, but you'll never be healed completely. You know, that's what I'm saying. You'll never be healed completely from those things. But a lot of it is our mindset. A lot of it is, do we think we're the victim of people's behavior, or do we feel like we can overcome those things little by little bit? And we're not the victim. We just play it, you know? Because we feel like people done us wrong. And I'm sure a lot of you felt like in your childhood, people have done you wrong. But that doesn't mean you're the victim. You're the victor. You know, you've overcome so much already in your life. You're just trying to heal. So instead of saying you're the victim, you're healing. so you can help people. And that's a lot of the reasons why a lot of people go through traumatic events. Is it's not a self thing. It happens to everybody, whether they admit it or not, because we're all one. So we all go through these traumatic events, not to bring us down, not to traumatize the generation, but to heal. You know, so we're all in this healing process. Whether, you know, I've heard it time and time, parents that grow up and something happens in their childhood, and, you know, they end up doing the same thing, or they end up causing these effects to happen in the family. And, you know, there's a lot of things in our family that needs to heal. Just in this year, you know, there's a lot of painful experience that needs to heal. And, you know, I might make a video about this too after this, but something that's been calling to me is all about, you know, if you're on Facebook with my friends and stuff, you know, I post about the spirit babies, and a lot of people don't know that, but I feel like I have to release and clear all this karmic issue, and I don't really like to use that word, but like the cause and effect of my family line. So I'm not a mother yet, but when I become a mother, you know, I might be ready for it once I go through all this clearing process. So it's like, it makes me realize and thankful that, you know, I haven't had children yet, so I can clear this, so I can forgive people, so I can move on in my life and not carry all these baggages, not so my children can inherit these things and, you know, be passed out. So if you're watching the video, thank you for watching the video. Trying to think anything else I want to add to it. But yeah, thank you for hearing me out. If you came by, just spread of the moment or whatever. But yeah, if you do have a faith or pray or whatever, do keep me in your thoughts and prayers, because I'm going through a lot of things right now at the moment, and I'm very sensitive, so I could use all the prayer right now. It's just a lot of this clearing, a lot of people are going through. Anyways, thank you again. Bye-bye.